Hey y'all, this is Càdaze, and you guys are listening to Stuck in the Middle.
All right, we ready. We going live. We got a special guest in the building. But first, some housekeeping. I am Reflex, your host. This is Stuck in the Middle Podcast. Appreciate y'all checking us out every week, man. Listen, if you're new to the channel, if you're watching on YouTube, we appreciate you. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like, leave a comment, share this thing so we know you're out there and rock with us, man. We would love to hear from you. If you're riding around, washing dishes, doing whatever you're doing at the crib or out and about, you're listening on your favorite podcast app, appreciate you. Leave a review, do a screenshot, send it to all your group chats. Let them know Stuck in the Middle is out here killing it, man. We got a special guest in the building. But first, I want to give a shout out to the whole team. Sir Charles, Cheery, Tutu, you know what I'm saying? We got Ma. I'm missing one more person. Who am I missing?
Tutu baby.
I said Tutu already. I'm missing Sassy. Ines. Yes. I'm missing Ines. Shout out to the whole team, man. Listen, we've been doing this for over 4 years now, and it's May. My birthday's on Wednesday, so appreciate y'all, everybody out there. Cash at me. You heard it's Stuck in the Middle Podcast. We got a special guest in the building. She's an entrepreneur. She's an artist. She's a fitness guru. She's out here in the DMV killing it, doing her thing. Please welcome Càdaze. Stuck in the Middle podcast.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Good. How are you doing, Reflex?
How's your mental health? How you doing? Where you at now?
Wow, it's so funny because I've never had anybody ask me, how's your mental health?
Well, you know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure I look after my people. How's your mental health? How you doing?
My mental health is good. It's good. And with the COVID, at one point I was like, okay, my mental health is not good. You know what I mean?
When we were locked down?
Yeah, with the lockdown. Because, I'm a social person. I love people. I love me some people. And, being in one place for a long time, I feel like it dehumanized, people or whatnot. But
yeah, you can be in like isolated penitentiary then.
But what I liked about it was that it really sparked my creativity. And I had to focus on that. I had to put my energy in my music, in my art, in working out, in business ideas and stuff like that, school, all of that. I was just like, oh, okay, I have so much time. Instead of me worrying about other things that's not happening, let it focus on the things that I can make happen. You know what I mean?
I dig it. Let's start from the beginning though. What's your, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's your story? Who is Càdaze? Where is she from? You know what I'm saying?
Wow, that's a very good question too. I think, Càdaze, there's so much of Càdaze that behind the scenes that people don't know. I didn't only start singing right now, now. It's just, I came, my name's Stephanie, my real name. And I always sang in the shower. I always sang in church. I knew I could sing. I knew I had something.
Had a little voice in you?
Yeah. But I just never really thought about making it a thing for a very long time.
Were you shy? Were you scared?
I think I was more scared of what people were gonna say. I didn't know what kind of songs I wanted to sing. That was one. Second of all, I didn't know what kind of, you know how you grow up in an African home and they tell you what you want to be. You got to be a doctor, an accountant, a lawyer, engineer, business. Yeah. Those were the things that were in my foremind. Yeah. I didn't really think about other stuff like my art, my creativity, or anything like that. But then as I got older, it just was right there in the back of my mind. And a friend of mine from college reached out to me about 3-4 years ago. I was like, why aren't you singing? And I was like, what?
How did I find out that you were singing? You were just like, just doing your thing.
I stayed with her in college. So she would always hear me sing. And she's like, you have a good voice, do it. And after she got married, moved to Taiwan, came back, and then she was like, you didn't do nothing about it? Are you kidding? So I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. And so, funny, interesting story. My brother used to, like music. He used to do beats and stuff like that. So I was like, all right, put me on. I sounded terrible, by the way. The first time I was like, ooh, this is really bad. And what was funny was I wanted to do Afrobeat. I always wanted to do Afrobeat. But I just thought I wasn't good enough. I just thought I didn't have the strong accent. I didn't grow up back home much. So those little things, but those are the reasons why I didn't really go into it, because I wanted to do Afrobeat. But it wasn't like the thing that, I saw myself prospering in. I didn't think people were gonna like me per se.
Yeah. Where you from?
I'm Cameroonian.
What part of Cameroon?
Okay, good story. I was born in Bansok, Cameroon.
Bansok, yeah.
But my parents, my whole family is from Batibo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Northwest.
The Northwest. That's right.
How many brothers you got? How many sisters you got?
I have one brother. Actually, we're twins.
You're a twin?
We have that magic twins thing. Yeah.
Which is?
Don't worry. Batibo people would tell you, okay, no, I'm just joking. But
it's getting spooky over this.
He was like, let me move back.
Oh, you got a twin?
Yeah, I have a twin brother. His name is Stefan.
Definitely Stefan. Y'all look alike?
No, we're fraternal.
Okay.
People think he's my big brother. Story for another day. I don't think so.
I mean, of course, you know what I'm saying. You the only artistic person, or?
No, we're all creative. My little sister, actually, she's a rapper.
Oh.
You need to hear her rap. She's old school Snoop Dogg kind of rap.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Right now she's working on her album and stuff like that. So I cannot wait.
You've been dropping projects. We got Baba and then we got Want Me. So it's like, is it like a project tucked, or
Yeah, well, my goal for this year was to be consistent, to really make myself uncomfortable, because as we artists, and it's easy for you to record and listen to your songs and be like, yo, this is dope, but you're not an artist until people actually hear your stuff.
Facts.
You're not an artist until you actually put your stuff out there and people vibe with it or not vibe with it. So this year I was like, you know what, coming into this year, I'm gonna release a song every month. I'm going to release a project, at least one song a month. And it's been going pretty fun. It's been pretty challenging.
Oh, yeah, facts,
but nothing great is always easy. If you want to do something, there's going to be moments where you're uncomfortable. And I'm trying to like that.
What's the most uncomfortable you've been so far?
In music?
Yeah.
The most uncomfortable is having people listen to my music, actually. And me, knowing that they're not judging, they are judging you, and
people gonna judge regardless, especially with music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's gonna be like with 10 people. There's gonna be 3 that's gonna really mess with it.
Yeah,
3 gonna be on the fence.
Yep.
And then the rest gonna be like, I ain't messing with it.
No. And the funny thing though, I had to look at it this way: music is art, and art is subjective. For example, if you look at an art picture, a lot of people would see it differently. A lot of people, you look at a picture, it's orange. Some people think that's red, and some people think, oh, that's just pink. So it's subjective. And so I learned that I cannot base my art all the time on what people think, but I got to base my art on how I feel about it and what I feel about the whole process of it. That's really important. I mean, it's important to release quality work, but that quality work, I believe, is part of your art as well. You know what I mean? And you cherish it, and not, as you probably know, with music and everything, people are there to judge, to enjoy, to appreciate, but at the end of the day, that's who you are.
How you go from Stephanie to Càdaze?
Well, that's another good question. I was in the studio. So the first studio I ever recorded was called Hustle Firm.
In the DMV?
In the DMV.
It's a DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia, for all y'all. They won't know what we ain't talking about no car shop.
Right. Well, it's in the DMV, DC, Virginia, Maryland. And the owner, actually, it's a very good friend of mine. And he was like, you have a good voice. And very weird, randomly, I was like, okay. He never goes to the studio, by the way. So I just ran into him, and I was talking to him. I was like, how did you get this place running? This is a nice, dope place. He was like, good. I hear your music. What's your stage name? I was like, oh, I didn't think about it. He was like, well, homework for you. Go think about your stage name. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go think about it. And I just couldn't figure out anything. But a lot of people always told me I had a rhythm. Kind of, they're like, I have a rhythm. So I went on Google and I researched what are the synonyms of rhythm and cadence. means rhythm. And so that's how Càdaze came up.
Càdaze.
So I made it a little African, you know.
Yeah. Cadence. Okay. I like it. Creative. Yo, Google be getting people out the way.
Listen.
You know what I'm saying? Childish Gambino, Post Malone. They put their names in like the Wu-Tang Clan name generator. You know, it's dope. Baba, we got Baba, and we got Want Me, the 2 singles spinning this year so far.
Yeah.
How you feeling? How you feel? You got 2 big projects out. Videos are out on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
Càdaze, go stream that. Go watch that. How you feeling?
I am not accomplished yet. No, I'm not comfortable. And I said earlier, being uncomfortable is one of the greatest gifts that humans can have, because that's fight or flight, and that's what makes us great. You know what I mean? I'm not ready to celebrate my videos yet. I'm not ready to celebrate my accomplishment, but I'm proud. You know, and I feel like that's just a platform where I grow from there. So what's gonna make me happy is, by the end of the year, if I actually accomplish what I set out to do, right? Put out my EP that I'm heavily thinking about, but also have, you know, people just see the growth. You know, Baba was recorded. It was probably my 3rd song I ever recorded. And seeing how much I've grown, it's humbling.
So you must got one tucked right now, because you said earlier you wanted to release a song every month of the year. You got 2 out now. You know what I'm saying? We entering a new month. It's May 1st. We're recording this pod. Yeah. So what's the next joint dropping?
Very soon. Very soon.
Wait, hang on, stuck in the middle. You be dropping the gems.
I cannot. So the next one, I'm thinking about Mother's Day. It's a very personal.
So that's like in a week.
I know. I'm thinking about it. It's very personal. You know, it's kind of like you have a baby and you're like, "Who can I drop this?" Yeah. But it's very personal. But it's a song that I'm going to dedicate it to, like, really, really important people in my life. And so it's going to be on Mother's Day or a little bit before Mother's Day. Yeah.
So for people who are not familiar with Càdaze, you know, you got 2 projects out right now. What kind of music do you make? What kind of, you know, art do you put out?
So
how would you categorize yourself if you want to put yourself in a category?
Well, actually, let me answer that question with a story. Back to me thinking about the kind of music I wanted to release, to drop. Yeah. I came here when I was 11, so I've been here for roughly 17 years. You know, I consider this place home. You know, I consider the United States. I do a lot of things to make sure that, you know, as a citizen, you know, I support my country. Additionally, too, I'm Cameroonian, right? And I don't want to lose that part, because I want my friends, Cameroon, I want to grow, you know what I mean? So Càdaze is a blend of both. Càdaze is I want people to relate to both, to see me as, you know, my music from both ways. I'm not only singing in pidgin, you know, but I'm singing in English as well. And that's what I want to carry. So that's the brand that I carry. That's who Càdaze is, and that's what hopefully my music portrays. The Afrobeat, a little bit of pidgin in there, but English as well, you know. But also my music is also telling a story. I like people to be able to relate it. I like a little bit of bad girl stuff, but also good stuff, good girl stuff. A little bit, you know, fun stuff.
Man, I respect it. We've had a number of artists come to the pod, Stuck in the Middle, and, you know, especially artists from back home, you know, who are here in the diaspora, quote unquote diaspora artists. And you speak of not having enough support from back home. You know what I mean? Is that something that you care about? And how do you feel about, you know, artists out in the diaspora, whether it's in the United States, UK, wherever, who are from Cameroon, Ghana, Nigeria, not receiving the support from back home? Is that something that you care about? How you feel about it?
I think that you worry about what you can control. There's a lot you cannot control in life, right? So it's not that it didn't come in my mind. First thing I thought, oh, I should go back home. I should, you know, probably get people back home to know me, make them like me. People back home will like you when you like yourself. It's straight up. You know, people will respect you when you respect yourself. People will respect the quality of your music regardless where you are. And my take on it, it is true that we don't get enough support back home. But Nigerians get enough support, and they're not from Cameroon, right? They don't go to Cameroon, but they get enough support from Cameroonians. So the way I look at it is that focus on your craft. Focus on promoting your music. Focus on the people, on your space right now, right? How we can get the support. Think about how many Cameroonians are in the DMV. You think we cannot grow ourselves. We cannot promote ourselves from here, and then it can spread back home. It's not that you definitely should never ignore where you're coming from. That's absolutely important. But you can blow. I believe that you can blow. You can do great things from just where you are. And then of course the energy is gonna spread. Just like sun, right? I'm very, very I don't know what they call it, but the sun doesn't go to Africa to shine, right? Or it doesn't go to America to shine. It shines at one spot, and the world just rotates around it. It's just like music. Shout out
to Breezyville. You know, we see he's going back home doing the media tour and things like that. I don't know if you're familiar with Breezyville.
Yes.
Is that something that you know like eventually I would like to go home, try to do one little show, you know what I'm saying? Just to say, hey, I'm coming back with some heat, some vibes.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be fun. That's a dream of mine. You know what I mean? But I don't expect people back home to make me blow. I'll blow. The quality of my music will blow for me, right? It's everybody's dream. Just like Francis Ganu, he got his whole award, which is great. I shout out to him. It makes Cameroon look good. Yeah. That's a lot of work that he put in, you know. And then he went back home to celebrate, right? Yeah. I think that's everybody's dream. But when I go home, my goal is not necessarily to blow back home. My goal, just speaking for me, is to establish ways that Cameroonians don't have to feel like they gotta come here to be successful. That's my dream, that when I go home, I'm investing, I'm doing stuff, maybe opening studios, opening podcasts, you know, or ways that people can have podcasts and stuff like that. So that way, you know, people back home can literally be at a global platform, just being home. But I would like to go back home. Of course, who wouldn't want to go home?
I love that perspective. That's different. I didn't even think about, you know what I'm saying, like definitely investing back home. That's different. You know what I'm saying? Like we need A&Rs, we need managers, we need people to invest back home. Send gear, send video gear, you know, send it's a business, you know. You mentioned, you know, COVID lockdown, you know, ignited more of the entrepreneur in you. How did, you know, speak about that? Because you also into fitness and entrepreneurship. That's a different side of you. Talk about it.
You know Sound God, right?
Yeah.
Sound God was my first mentor in music. And I remember, he probably doesn't even remember this, but I said, Sound God, I don't want to lose fitness. Because fitness was something that it gave me the discipline.
Listen, when you on stage, you need that fitness. You see what happened to Sweetie? Shout out to Sweetie. She was up on that Triller stage. She said she's now taking, you know, a boot camp to learn how to breathe on stage and things like that. So, you know, go ahead.
This is confidential, but I used to work with a physical therapist, and I can't call her name because it's very confidential, but she was a physical therapist of one of the biggest artists in America. And so it is, you're right. It's really important. Yeah.
So, you know, what's your fitness business about? What is it, you know, talk to?
So, as you guys probably know, or if you don't know, I'm the CEO, founder of Fitness and Minds Connect. Fitness and Minds Connect was kind of like me putting my fitness journey into one thing. So a little bit about me. From high school, I used to run track. Then in college, I wrestled. A lot of people don't know, but I was a wrestler, went into regionals. From there, I did have a choice to continue my wrestling career, but I call it a quit. Then I went into bodybuilding. And that was a very, very good journey for me. I was a bodybuilder for about 3 years.
What was the highest you reached? Like 2X? I'm just kidding, not 280.
You mean in weight?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like
for me, it was like
160.
Yeah, 160 was my heaviest. 166, I think.
And pure muscle.
Of muscle, of course, there's
like
fat
2% body fat.
No. But I was very heavy at one point in that muscle, and I was very strong. I used to live. I think my max was to bench maybe 3 plates on each side.
Yeah.
I used to. People know I have videos. I used to be able to squat or even deadlift. I think deadlift was like 5 plates on each side. I didn't count, but it was fun. But
that's videos on her IG, but she
I'm moving my IG into the music area. But when I was in that fitness journey, I felt like fitness, there was something in the fitness industry that was being missing. A lot of people go into fitness to lose weight. People would go in to look good for that summer body. But there's something that if you notice a lot of athletes, do you know why everybody goes to watch LeBron James? Do you know why everybody goes to watch, Steph Curry? It's discipline. They don't go to watch him for him just playing sports because it's fun. No. What they admire is the discipline aspect of him. But a lot of people don't have that. So I realized that fitness has a lot to do with mental health. And if I could get people to realize that fitness is not just you working out to be fit, but it's for you working out for your mental strength. So I started a blog for about a year. I blogged about mental health, fitness, how you can find, mental coaches around, especially if you're depressed and things like that. So about a year later, I decided to open a store, and that's where I'm at. And I don't know where it's gonna go. Someday everything's gonna make sense, but right now I'm just going with faith by faith. I currently sell waist trainers online. Eventually, I'm going to have workout videos and stuff like that online as well, and we're gonna grow from there.
Plug it so people know where to find the stuff right now.
Oh, definitely. Well, for Fitness and Minds Connect, you can just go FMC_blog. Actually, FMC_store now on Instagram. You can go to www.fitnessandminds.com, and that is where the store is. You can also just follow me. Usually I'm very interactive in my messages, my DMs, and I always say, if you have any, thing you want to talk to me about, especially mental health. I may not be a mental health coach, but I know a lot of mental health coaches that do this thing for free. I've had people talk to me about rape. I've had girls talk to me about insecurity. I've had girls talk to me. So many people that come around my way. And so I make sure that I, relay, send them to the appropriate people that can help them as well. So it's really, really something that's important to me.
I dig it. Circling back to music.
Yes.
Last time I looked up with you was, we was in Omega Studios. Shout out to Yan Dollar, Master Yan.
Yes.
And then you on Instagram Live with freaking Neo. How the heck that happened?
Oh, man, that was a blessing. That was definitely a blessing. It was...
Talk your talk.
Yeah. It was a connection, and that's another thing where people are tools. People are... I think when people see you, sometimes they see you before you can see yourself. And so I was connected by a great friend of mine, Fifth. I don't know if you know Fifth. He's a videographer. I'm always Team Fifth all day. But he definitely helped me with the connect. And I played Neo some of my songs, and he was like, he's a very honest guy. You would know when he doesn't like your stuff. Like, give me something else, And then he heard the other one. He was like, oh, I like that one, For You. That was the audio is on YouTube now, guys. He was like, oh, I like this. I like your vocal range. I like how you play with your voice. Let me get on live with you. And I was like, what? So yeah, that's how it went.
Dope, man. Is it like a co-sign, or is this something? Is the relationship? Is there more to it, or
no? It's right now. It's not a co-sign, but hopefully, hope my goal. I mean, I don't know where this is gonna lead. I mean, I've had him look at some of my work. He's definitely told me a little bit of things that I need to focus on.
So you got him on your line. You can hit him up like, hey, I'm about to drop this. I'm in the studio. What you think? Or
Not really. It's, when you get to Neo's level, it's a little bit more complex.
Facts.
I have ways that I could reach out to him, but I try not to bother him. He's a huge entrepreneur. I use him as a mentor. Look at what he does, learn from it. But Neo is not somebody.
He follow you on IG?
He does.
Okay,
he does.
Cool.
Which is, I have pictures. By the way, I have pictures of Neo liking my. If he likes one of my posts, I'm like, oh my
screenshot.
Yeah, I'm that weirdo. It's okay.
Fine, man. You gonna put it on plaque. Say, yo, come. Started from here. Now it's.
And he was funny thing. He was like, you know what? Keep doing what you're doing. Keep pushing, because when you get to the top, I'm gonna tell everybody that I saw you growing. And that stuck with me because a lot of us, especially me as an artist, I used to be so focused on being at the top, and I forgot about the process. That is so important. And so I don't care much about being famous. It's not my thing. But that process, what did I do before I got there? How did I grow? Who did I meet? Who did I talk to? Who influenced me? Those are the things that make this thing fun.
You care about a bag though.
Well, that's right.
I ain't even mad at it.
What are we talking about?
I ain't even mad at it. Master Yen and Omega Studios mentioned that. How's the relationship? I know you worked with them in the past.
Yes.
Shout out to Omega Studio, Master Yen, Yandala.
Yes.
Had a beautiful, incredible duet with Master Yen on his project.
How did
it happen?
Master Yen, man, he's a legend. Everybody knows, anybody that has, even talked to him, he's a very dope guy. Matter of fact, that's not the first song he's ever worked with me on. The first time OMG, Yandala is one of the producers and owners of OMG Records. So I went to him when I thought, okay, I want to go into the Afro music route. And I get in the studio, and lo and behold, Master Yen is there. But they were working on a track. Che was one of the guys that was there who was working on a song. So I step in, and Yan is there doing his thing, and I was like, get me on this track. He probably thought, oh, this girl is cocky as hell. I was like, get me on this thing. So he started Only You Wanna Make Me Really Right Now, the song, and then I just got in. I was like, ooh, this is a place that we start. And immediately Master Yen comes in, and he was like, ooh, sing it this way, put this kind of energy. And I just loved his. From there I was like, ooh, I like this. I like how he can hear me sing and say, you need to do this other, do this. Anyways, so back to the real story. Let Me. I get in the studio. I was recording another song that Yandala and I worked on, and Master Yen, we got tired, we were frustrated, and Master Yen started working on his project on a beat that he had created. And I was like, Master Yen, you must put me on this right now. And he was like, girl. I was like, Master Yen, I don't care. Put me on this beat. And he didn't have any ideas on it, nothing. And all of a sudden, I get in, okay, vibe. You will always be my love, and I always have you first. And he was like, ooh, okay. And instantly, we dropped everything that night. It was around like 3 a.m. in the morning. And we're like, let's get to work. And that's how that song Collaboration came out.
That's and then, night. I was out here working at 3 a.m. I respect it.
And then the funny story is that song, as we were working, one of my favorite lines, I was like, because one of my best artists is Tiwa Savage. So I was like, oh, I can be your Tiwa. And I was like, what? And then Yandala was like, but don't you go savage on me. I was like, I did that. So we just put it right in. So it's a really dope song, y'all. Y'all gotta check Master Yen's album. It's Master one Yen's of the best albums we've made in a long time. I'm not saying that other albums are not great, but his work, he put a lot of effort in it. He put a lot of time. I mean, even with Let Me, it was almost about 5 or 6 reviews that he did, and he sent my way. I was like, wow. Every time he sends a review, it's different. It's work. So y'all gotta check it out. Very great.
Respect, man. Respect. Listen, what else you got coming? Plug it. Yes, we wrap up so people know what to expect from Càdaze.
I have a lot of collaborations that I'm working on right now. But I'm still kind of trying to figure out if I want to do an EP. I want to put it all together and put an EP. Right now, working on people getting to know me. People get to really know who I am. That's my goal. I'm still releasing songs as always. I'm still trying to challenge myself. But definitely, right now I'm having fun. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. But hey, I just need people to keep supporting me, keep encouraging me as well, and I'll do my part.
Dig it. Càdaze on Stuck in Middle Podcast, y'all. Go support that. Thank you so much for pulling up. Thank you so much for having fun with us today. You had fun.
Thank you. Yes, it's definitely a pleasure. I have been a fan of your podcast for probably 2 years. About 2 years when I found out, and I was like, who are these people? Actually, it's funny. I've heard of Reflex for a while, but I didn't know you were actually, related to the Stuck in the Middle podcast. So when I heard, I was like, oh, okay, this is cool.
Yeah, this where I be at.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. I really like, I like what you guys do. I think, y'all have just a great platform.
I appreciate that,
and I appreciate you it's an honor to even be here.
Hey, come back down the line.
Yes.
Update us and everything you got going. That's one thing we do in this podcast is make our guest family. So we got eyes on you now. You know what I'm saying? Càdaze in the building. Appreciate y'all. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to drop a comment. Go on YouTube on her channel. You're already on there, so just type her name, watch the video, support the stuff. If you're listening, appreciate you. Do not crash your car. Stuck in Middle Podcast. I'm Reflex, your host. Shout out to Charles in the background. Tutu, come back, man. Dang, you serious, living it up. I need some rings. I need some more gold, Tutu. If you listen, I need some more jewelry. It's Stuck in Middle Podcast, and we out.
Thank you.